Hello, students. Very good evening to all of you. Am I live? Welcome to Vedantu NEET English channel. Now, today we are going to do the Human Physiology Part 2. In Part 1, we have done with the respiration, okay, body fluids and its circulation, and you know, excretion. So, some part of excretion. So, today we are going to deal with the half part of excretion, and then with locomotion movement, and in part 3 we will do the neural and chemical wala part. Okay, done. Hi everyone, let's start. Let's start the chapter. Human Physiology, Part 2, excretion. Now you very well know that the function of kidneys is excretion and osmoregulation. Function of kidney is excretion and osmoregulation. Now, for doing the excretion procedure, what we will do? First, steps excretion in the form of urine, removal of nitrogen waste product. Which waste product? Urea. Removal of urea. Then removal of urea. What are the three steps? First, ultrafiltration. First is ultrafiltration. Filtration of blood actually under high pressure through thin walled capillaries so that some filtrate will produce, and it filters through the glomerulus. So whatever the filtered extract, in order to reach to the tubules, it is called as glomerular filtrate. Okay, under high pressure. Filtration under high pressure. The filtrate obtained is glomerular filtrate. Yes, Okay. Yes, very good evening. You can ask out hi Bharati, hi Amarandh, Maran, hi Maran, Maran U5, MS Spirits. So much, you are innovatives. You are all innovatives by your names. Okay. Glomerular filtrate. Now, this filtrate is occurring through the nephrons. Means kidney is useless without nephron. Kidney is useless without nephron. Means kidney has two parts: renal corpuscle, malphigian corpuscle. Glomerulus, tuft of capillaries, and Bowman's capsule. Done. Second, tubular part. What tubular part? What tubular part? ECT, ECT, tube of Henle. No. PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule. A loop of Henle. Done. Then DCT, distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule. Then collecting duct and tubule. Collecting ducts and tubules. Done. Is it clear? So glomerular filtrate, then tubular reabsorption, tubular reabsorption, and tubular secretion. Whatever the filtrate obtained is itself a blood. So kidneys are for filtering the blood. So these filtrate will transfer to tubular reabsorption, then tubular secretion. Now with whom they are transferring that reabsorption and secretion? It is the network of PTC and peritubular capillary network. Osmoregulation is very important in our body because osmoregulation is maintenance of blood, means maintenance of minerals and water inside the blood. Osmoregulation is related to the tonicity of the blood, osmolarity, hypertonic solution, hypotonic solution, isotonic solution. This hypertonic and isotonic, you will, to have deal in counter current mechanism. We'll draw the diagram. This is a This is your Bowman's capsule. These are tough capillaries. Now capillaries are always comes from arteriole, aorta, artery, arteriole. Then arteriole form capillaries. So this is afferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole. This glomerulus and Bowman's capsule form the Marfrig or renal corpuscle of the nephron. Efferent. Okay. This is Bowman's capsule. So whatever the blood is coming from afferent arteriole transfer to the capillaries. And these capillaries will filter the blood under very high pressure because they are very thin walled. Capillaries are thin walled. Thin walled. Okay. This is the tubular part. Done. This is your PCT. What do you mean by PCT? It is proximal convoluted tubule. It is a tube-like structure which is convoluted, coiled, and why it is proximal? Because it is nearby to Bowman's capsule. Okay, PCT. This is U-shaped tube of Henle. DCT, distal convoluted tubule, coiled tube away from Bowman's capsule. These are small collecting tubules, all from collecting duct. So kidney not only deals with the removal of urea from the body, it also maintains the water and mineral balance inside the blood. So it is for osmoregulation. Done. Now this afferent arteriole will create a network of tubules for PTC, and means with whom these tubules do reabsorption and secretion. Peritubular capillary network. It will go like this and like this. Okay. This PTN. Peritubular capillary network. Okay. Done. See this diagram very carefully. This is very important. Yes, Maran. To at the rate sorry at the rate Maran U5. Both the coils are highly coiled. Yes, generally all organisms have osmoregulation capacity. See The aquatic organisms. Aquatic organism always lives, their main habitat is aqua, water, and water has dissolved minerals, so they have the power of osmoregulation. Aquatic organism excrete the substances in which way? In ammonia form, na, because ammonia is, highly soluble in water and very, very toxic. Got it? Got it now? Done? So whatever the filtrate obtained, this is your PCT and this is your N. Okay, PTCN. Now, in the case of tubular reabsorption, done, means suppose filtrate has still good substances. Now, PTCN is generally the main entry into the main blood. So, suppose some good substances are still inside the PCT, and that PCT when enters through to the collecting tubule, urine will form, and so good substances will remove from urine. This is not good. So, if still the filtrate had good substances, and those substances should again reabsorb. Absorption first from small intestine to blood, and reabsorption means from that tubular part to blood again. Okay, so always direction is from this. Done? Now suppose some bad substances entered inside the PTCN, like urea enter inside the PTCN, so urea will again go back to the blood, so tubular secretion, the direction will reversed. Okay, okay, done. Same with happen with DCT loop of Henle. Okay, suppose glucose is there, glucose will transfer over there, because if glucose comes inside the urine, what kind of problem it is? It is diabetes mellitus. Is diabetes mellitus. And suppose urea will come, so urea will transport. Because urea is toxic, it should be excreted through the urine. Initially, glomerular filtrate is there, but when this filtrate passes through the tubular part, when this filtrate passes through the tubular part, that filtrate when reach to collecting duct, and the duct finally combines with the ureter, so now it is called as urine. Now it is called as urine. Okay, because it is all the mechanism for what we are reading the excretory production of urine, to remove all the bad substances which are not acceptable by the body, and body is filled with blood. Done? Counter current mechanism, why it is there? Why counter current mechanism is there? Counter current mechanism is to produce a concentrated urine, never a diluted urine. Because diluted means more and more water is required for the production of urine. Yeah, more and more water is passed through the urine. Okay, done. So for production of, because we have to conserve the water, pale yellow color, the normal color is pale yellow color for production of what concentrated. Now this concentration also maintained by many mechanisms like ADH hormone, anti-diuretic hormone vasopressin produced by hypothalamus poured into posterior lobe of pituitary, never produced by pituitary, manufactured by hypothalamus. Or vasopressin. Name is indicating pressing the vessels, blood vessels, or JGA, juxtaglomerular apparatus. Okay. What else? RAS system, renin angiotensin aldosterone system. Done? Is it clear? Now, if we discuss about the disorders, first, if we discuss glomerulonephritis, itis means whenever itis suffix is there, inflammation of glomerulus. Done? Ketonuria. Ketonuria means presence of ketone bodies in the urine. Inside the urine. Okay. Third is glycosuria, presence of glucose inside the urine, indicating diabetes mellitus. Done? Is it clear? Any doubt you can ask? Magvi. Magvi, it depends on you. Okay? Done? Now, if we discuss about locomotion and move, now we very well know that this locomotion and movement is occurring due to muscles. Muscles. Occurring due to muscles. Muscles. Muscular contraction and relaxation. Muscular contraction and relaxation. Okay, done. What type of muscles? That skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscle. Done. Skeletal muscles in which bands are there, so striated, voluntary because they do work under our will. Smooth, non-striated, visceral, and involuntary. Cardiac muscles, involuntary. Specially associated to heart muscle. Okay. Rest part we will do tomorrow. Okay, students. Thank you so much.